Hey guys, this is Dr. Mahajan from Mahajan Medical Center. I'm very excited. We got a new webcast coming up for you tomorrow at 4:30. I'm doing a teaser. I'm a board certified internal medicine physician. We do once a week broadcasts or webcasts, and we bring thought leaders and bring different topics. And we are very excited this week. We're going to be addressing type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, as you guys know, is a serious uh, metabolic condition which happen in adults and can affect a lot of people, and a lot of your friends and family probably already affected with diabetes. So we wanted to address this important topic, which affects a lot of patients and their families. So, I'm going to bring up a slide and share it with you. These are the symptoms you can have um, if you are diabetic. Uh, Here we go. So, what are the symptoms you can have? You can have issues if you are not ever have never had those symptoms. If you notice those symptoms, then you should see your physician or urgent care. Make sure you get your fasting blood glucose tested, and also a test called hemoglobin A1C, which gives you average for last 3 months. So there are various kind of diabetes. We'll talk about mostly type 2, but there is type 1 as well, which happen in younger folks in their teens. But type 2 is the most common in the older folks. There are other forms of diabetes too, which are not as common, but this is the one of the kind. All right, so what are the symptoms you can have? As you can see from the slide, you urinate more frequently. We're going to make it bigger so you can see it better. All right, so here we go. You urinate more often and you feel more thirsty. You feel very hungry even though you have eaten. You extreme fatigue, blurry vision. You get bruised easily. You get weight loss, even though that can happen more in type 1, but we see in type 2 new onset diabetics, who lose the weight because the muscles are breaking down and they're losing all the sugar in the urine. So the urine may have a musky odor or a strange odor which you didn't have before, and you may get tingling, pain, or numbness in your hands and feet. That's a sign of neuropathy or peripheral neuropathy, which can happen. So these are the symptoms if you notice in your loved ones, or if you notice yourself having it for first time. These are the symptoms which are associated with new onset diabetes or uncontrolled diabetes. So if you have those symptoms, please do see your physician right away and get your fasting blood sugar monitored. If you do have family history of diabetes, mom, dad, brother, sister, first degree relatives, you are higher risk genetically for type 2 diabetes. Um, let's see. Okay, here's the slide I wanted to show you. Let's bring it up. If you can see the slide, it's very scary. 1.5 million people will be diagnosed with diabetes in this coming year. 1.5 million, that's huge. Um, why we have so many people getting diagnosed with diabetes? The answer is very complex, but the obvious answer is we are becoming more sedentary in our lifestyle, and the processed food industry has taken over our lifestyle. We are cooking less at home, and we are eating more processed food, more fast food, more food in the box, instead of getting the raw ingredient and knowing exactly what's in there. We don't even know what's in there. If you look at the type 2 diabetes curve in world or United States, you will see it happen since we became more dependent on cornstarch or fast foods, drive-through foods. That has increased type 2 diabetes and obesity, which goes hand in hand. If you are overweight, your BMI, depending on if you're Afro American, Asian American, or Caucasian, if your BMI, let's say, ballpark more than 30, you should be worried that you may be heading towards diabetes. In Asian Americans and people of ancestry from Latinos or any other ancestry other than Caucasian, you have to be more tighter with the BMI criteria for obesity, as they may have uh, abdominal girth and not have the high BMI. So, it's a metabolic disease. It's a disease of lifestyle, and it's not something to be ashamed of. If you have symptoms, if you're diabetic, it's not your fault. So, get out of that mindset. We're going to be talking more tomorrow. I'm very excited. We're going to have Mr. Shapiro. He's one of our patients who is diabetic for a long time, and he's very scientific about his lifestyle, and he made huge changes in last decade, and his A1C came down dramatically. So he'll be a great person to talk to tomorrow, and we're going to introduce Mr. Shapiro. He's a type 2 diabetic patient of ours. So we're going to be talking about different treatment strategies. But in general, if you can make a simple change like exercising a little bit more, and it makes you feel good, and also taking the stairs instead of taking the elevator if you go to work, and make it part of your daily routine, it can reduce your sugar if you're already diabetic or pre-diabetic. So the pre-diabetic is another concept I want to introduce at this point. In pre-diabetes, your sugar is not to the point of diabetes, but if you have family history, or in a BMI of more than 30, or you're sedentary, or you're on prednisone, that can predispose you to becoming diabetic and pre-diabetic. In pre-diabetic, your sugars are not, fasting is not more than 126, and your A1C is not more than 6.5. But interestingly or sadly, you can still get a lot of complications with like peripheral neuropathy or effect on your eyes from pre-diabetes as well. So I have a lot of patients who get surprised. They say, "Hey doc, I'm not diabetic. I got control with diet and exercise," but they're still having peripheral neuropathy. So yes, that can happen even with pre-diabetes. So it's not something say, I'm not diabetic, so I don't have to worry about it. Let me have that pie, or let me have that extra cookie or ice cream. Once you eat that, there is no way you can burn it with exercise. They're so calorie thick. So please do whatever you can, whatever your level is. A little bit exercise, 30 minutes, 5 times a week. Everyone can do that. Maybe split it and start slow so you don't injure yourself. But if you make that part of your lifestyle and consume mostly plant-based diet, and that's the other slide I wanted to show about eating healthy and getting active. And it's not that hard to make those changes if you do it small increments. So for example, eating healthy, a new diet looks restrictive, but you stick with it, over a period of time, you will get better at it. And writing down your food diary helps to bring it to your conscious attention what you've been eating. If you like what we've been talking, please share and with your friends and family our webcast, so they can enjoy the information we give, and give us some likes and loves. And if you have uncontrolled diabetes, put that a comment how you got it under control, or is still under uncontrolled, or if you know a family member, give us a comment. And as long as there's patient privacy involved, I'll try to give as much information, or advice. But the best thing is to, read. American Diabetic Association is a good resource for what's cutting edge, and we're going to talk about cutting edge treatments and modalities tomorrow. Please do share our webcast. It does goes to Periscope. It does goes to um, Facebook Live. It goes to YouTube. So do subscribe and like us, so that way we know that we're making a difference, and we try to bring different topics which are of interest to our population here in Pinellas County and across the globe, in fact. So we make this webcast public, so that way everyone can benefit. But we need to have you share and like it, and that way we know that we're getting your love. So give us some wows and give us some comments, so we can continue with this effort. Um, all right, so let's hide that, and then and just give me some wows. We talked about that, and then let's bring back the slide again, and let's talk a little bit about eating healthy. So eating a variety of food, including vegetables, whole grains, fruit, non-fat dairy foods, meat substitute is useful. Plant-based diet, I tell all my patients all the time, is the way to go. The reason for that is uh, plants give you the food in a what I call slow release format. There's a lot of fiber with that. So let's say, for example, you have a bowl of brown rice and black beans, for example, for lunch. Now, that meal will sit with you, or in fact, in your stomach, get slowly released, the starches and the protein, that you will feel full whole day, and you won't go for snacks or appetizers. And that's the kind of food you want to eat more of, where it makes you feel full. And try going to McDonald's and having a Big Mac and a Coke. You will feel good for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then you feel awful, because the food is gone from your stomach, and it's got all the sugars in your bloodstream, and the insulin can't handle the amount of sugars you send to your bloodstream with that kind of processed food. And once that happens, all that extra sugar gets into your storage over a period of time, like around your belly or your thighs or your buttocks. And that's the kind of adipose tissue which gives you get in trouble with causing diabetes, causing strokes, causing heart attacks, causing poor circulation in the legs. And as you know, the diabetes can affect you from head to toe. The diabetes is a serious disease where it affects your eyes, can cause diabetic retinopathy, cause blindness, can cause strokes. If you go down, carotid atherosclerotic disease, go down to the heart, it can increase your risk of heart attacks. You go down to your belly, increase risk of abdominal aneurysm and kidney failure. If you look at, a lot of population who's on dialysis is primarily from high blood pressure and diabetes, both genetic and both lifestyle conditions. So if you make those small changes we talked about, even 15 minutes of exercise once a day for a month, and make it up to 25, 30 minutes 5 times a week, and it could be gentle pace, do it at your pace, enjoy what you want to enjoy, play with your grandkids, play with your kids, could be just going out to the pool, could be any of that, could be biking, could be tricycle, could be stationary bike, could be watching Mahajan Medical Center videos. We have, by the way, videos for chair exercises on YouTube. If you go to Mahajan Medical Center, if you have arthritis, you have hip hurting, you have feet hurting, you can do chair exercises too. So there's no reason not to incorporate exercise in your daily routine. So do follow. If you have to take 2 things from my teaser today, more plant-based diets, like beans, like fresh fruits, like salads, and a lot of water, and write a food diary, and weigh yourself every day. If you can do those 3 things, you will see in 3 months, 6 months, it will help you feel better and help you lose weight. Don't get too focused on weight loss. If it happens, great, but focus on the process. So if you do the process right, good things will happen. Your health will improve. Your sugars will come down, and you will reduce your risk of strokes and heart attack and all the other complication I mentioned. And not to forget the limb loss we see with poor circulation diabetes is tremendous. So, if you're a diabetic, make sure you take good care of your feet as well. We're going to go in details with Mr. Shapiro tomorrow. One of our patients is very successful, very knowledgeable with type 2 diabetes. And we're going to cover all the newer treatments or the current existing recommendations from American Diabetic Association. And, that will be very something for you to look forward. So tomorrow we'll be back at 4:30, and we're going to repeat the 3-part breathing, which we got a lot of positive comments. If you're doing the breathing exercises, which I've been teaching over the last 3 months, please give me a thumbs up and a wow and a love. It's very important for us to know that you've been watching us and enjoying our podcast or webcast. So please give us some love and some comments, and it will be fantastic. Maria, let me go back to Maria in a minute. Let me get out of this screen. All right, let's get out of here. All right, let's see what Maria is saying. If you have a comment, you can put it right now because I'm going to be closing my teaser right now. Maria is saying, stay safe. You too, stay safe, Maria. Thank you for saying that. If you have any comments related to diabetes, please put it up right now, and I can address it, or I can bring it up tomorrow. So do share our webcast with your friends and family. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 4:30, and it's going to be very informative. We're going to talk again about what's happening current and the cutting edge in terms of diabetic management. This is Dr. Mahajan from Mahajan Medical Center. Thank you for joining us today in the podcast or webcast. And do tune in tomorrow. We're going to go at length at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow at Mahajan Medical Center page on Facebook and YouTube and Periscope. Do join us and share our webcast with your friends and family. With that, we come to the end of the teaser today, and join us tomorrow with Mr. Shapiro, one of our patients who is very successful in bringing his A1C down. His success story for, with his lifestyle changes and with his knowledge, he'll be coming here to share with you guys. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to your friends and family. Keep using the mask. We are able to bring the curve down on the COVID-19 a little bit if we keep doing what we're doing and not get complacent, and wash our hands and keep the seniors safe at home and help them, bring their grocery to them or whatever they need so they are not getting socially isolated. If we can do a Zoom call with them, with your parents, with your uncle, with your aunt, keep them in your prayers, keep them in your Zoom, keep them in your FaceTime so they are not feeling lonely. Be nice to the earth. Be nice to the biosphere. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching our podcast or webcast today. We'll see you tomorrow at 4:30. This is Dr. Mahajan. Ciao.